YouTube, how you doing? What is going on, guys? It's your boy Ghostface here, back again with a video. Today, we're playing some more Call of Duty Black Ops. Got another game couch for you guys here today. We're on the map Nuketown, dominating. Actually, no, not really. It took a long time to get warmed up. This is my first game on Black Ops 1 in a couple of weeks, and I hopped on here for a reason. Black Ops 1 is one of my favorite games of all time, but I would be lying if I said this game didn't have a lot of issues. Alright, and you guys probably don't know where I'm going with this, but you might have read the title and you're gonna see where I'm going with this in a minute. Black Ops 1, like I said, it's a really fun game, and I don't think there's a lot of people out there who can argue that it's not a fun game. There's a lot of things to do in Black Ops 1 in every single game mode. The campaign, the zombies, the multiplayer, it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. And even though there is a lot of fun in this game, there's a lot of things to do with friends and by yourself, I would be lying if I said this game was perfect. There are a lot of things in Black Ops 1 that piss me off, which is why I think Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 are more solid games, because they sort of fix the wrongs that Black Ops 1 was wrong about. And this whole video is going to be talking about Black Ops 4 and what I think this game needs in order to be considered a great COD or a perfect Call of Duty game. There are a couple of things that every Call of Duty game needs to have, and every Call of Duty game is judged by these three things. It's a criteria that I've made based off what I've seen from a lot of people, the way they judge Call of Duty games. People generally judge Call of Duty games based off of their maps, their weapon balancing, and their score streaks. If the maps are trash, nobody's gonna like the game. That's a problem with Call of Duty World War II. If the streaks are trash, nobody's gonna play the game. That's another problem with Call of Duty World War II. And the weapon balancing needs to be godly. That's another thing that other Call of Duties have problems with. World War II did okay with it, but that's probably the only thing that it did good with. I think World War II has some of the best weapon balancing of all time. However, it goes unnoticed because of the fact that everything else in the game is mediocre, such as the maps and the score streaks. They're just not fun to use. However, Black Ops 1 is the opposite, right? Because you have iconic maps like Nuketown and, you know, Summit and Firing Range. And you also have some iconic score streaks, the UAV, the counter UAV, the Blackbird, which is the strongest orbital VSAT of all time to date. You have the Chopper Gunner, you have the other gun, I forget what it's called, I believe it's called the Mothership or something like that. I don't remember the name of it. There's a lot of cool streaks in this game. You have the attack dogs, there's a lot of iconic streaks, really powerful streaks in Black Ops 1, as well as some iconic maps. But the reason that I never really liked Black Ops 1 more than Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 is because of the simple fact that Black Ops 1's weapon balancing is extremely bad. And anybody who's played Black Ops 1 knows the God Gun, and they know that if they go against it in any situation where they don't have it, they're fucked. And you guys know what I'm talking about if you ever played Black Ops 1. It's the FAMAS. And the Galil is a number 2 spot, 100%. But overall, the assault rifles in this game are really overpowered compared to the rest of the guns in this game. And because of that, there are a lot of inconsistencies in Black Ops 1. For example, you'll see in this video, I'll be having an AK-74U and I'll get gunned by FAMAS up close, and it's just like, how is that possible? And because Treyarch made it so that the FAMAS shoots faster than anything in the game, has a faster time to kill than anything in the game up close. And if we have anything like that in Black Ops 4, it's going to be a problem. Now, Black Ops 4, I think we're going to see some crazy weapons. I think we're going to see some comeback weapons. Since it's called Black Ops 4, I believe it's going to be taking place somewhere near Black Ops 2. So it's a good chance that we're going to see either an M16 or an M8. Either way, we're going to see a strong burst weapon. It's usually in every Call of Duty game, especially Treyarch games, where we see a strong burst weapon. Aside from Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, you had the M8. Black Ops 3, you had the M8 and the XR2. So usually in a Treyarch game, you have a really strong burst weapon, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an M8 return or an M16. So the question is, are they going to balance it really well? Because I believe the Black Ops 3 version of the M8 is very well balanced, but the one from Black Ops 2 had some serious balancing issues. All right, you could argue that the AA-94 and the M8 from Black Ops 2 were on the borderline of overpowered. All right, even the MSMC, but it was balanced because other weapons in the game were viable, right? Black Ops 2 is one of those games that you can't really talk shit about because it fits the criteria of every single category. You know, the maps are amazing. They're good for every single type of thing. If you want to play Michael Myers, if you want to play TDM, if you want to play Hardpoint, Raid is amazing. Standoff is amazing. You know, pretty much every competitive map is amazing, even for pubs. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. If you want to make a good competitive scene, first you want to make a good pub scene. People aren't going to want to play your game competitively if they don't enjoy playing it casually. And that's something that a lot of people, especially Sledgehammer Games, doesn't realize when they made the maps in World War II. And that's why the maps are kind of boring. They're all really similar because they all fit a competitive play style. Saint Marie plays almost the exact same way as Arden's Forest. You play Hardpoint the exact same way. But it doesn't work out very well because when you transfer over to like a TDM or a Domination, you have these choke points like the top middle building in Saint Marie, or you have the fucking 2 spawn buildings on I'm sorry, you have the bunker and the cabin on Arden's Forest. Like, there's a lot of weird choke points in World War II, and the maps and the weapons and streaks overall, they don't really correlate well together, and it creates a very clunky and bad feel for a Call of Duty game, and it just doesn't feel right. I think if they want to look at a great Call of Duty game to copy off of, Black Ops 2 is a perfect example of it, because like I said, it fits the criteria of every single category. And again, this is my opinion, guys. If you guys don't agree with me, comment down below and tell me what you guys think the Treyarch needs to do to make Black Ops 4 a fantastic game. But in my opinion, as long as they have fantastic maps, not even fantastic, just good maps. You can have like 2 classic maps, then the other maps can just be good, and then you'll be fine. As long as you have great streaks, which Treyarch is usually the best at making good streaks. I don't think there's a single Treyarch game where I can say the streaks in that game were lacking. Black Ops 2, you had the Swarm and shit. This game, you had the Chopper Gunner. Black Ops 3, you had the Wraith and the Raps. Even World at War, you had fucking attack dogs that would get you guaranteed like 10 plus kills every single time you called them. So I think Treyarch is good when it comes to streaks, but as long as you have good weapon balancing, which they've struggled with in the past in World at War and Black Ops 1, as long as they have great weapon balancing like Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3, and great streaks and great maps, I don't think there's a reason for this game to fail in the eyes of the community. Treyarch has a lot of pressure on them this year, and I think that's a reason why it's coming out early. That's a reason why MW2 is being rumored to come out as well, MW2 Remastered. But I think that Black Ops 4 has a lot of potential, and they have so much hype surrounding it. It's almost like they cannot fail. Now, I'm not going to say they can't fail at all, because clearly we saw that with World War II, right? World War II had a lot of hype. Probably the most hyped Call of Duty game since Black Ops 2, and it still failed, and it still fell on the face of its own self, you know? It just fell face first onto the ground, flopped completely, because they failed at the simple things that makes a great Call of Duty game, you know? A good creative class system, you know, good streaks, good maps. They just failed to have the simple core things that makes a great fun game, and I think that's what they sort of lost sight of in the search to make this a good boots on the ground classic game. They forgot what really makes a good boots on the ground classic game. I feel like they kind of lacked going back to games like MW3, MW2, Black Ops 2, just looking for the things that Call of Duty fans love. And I hope that Treyarch goes back and says, why do people love Black Ops 2 so much? Why do people love Black Ops 3, Black Ops 1? And just look at the core things and take those core things and transfer them over to Black Ops 4, innovate them a little bit, and then we'll be fine. P.S. Treyarch, don't fucking do divisions. Do pick 10, please. Don't do that division bullshit. Don't change creative class at all, ever again. I will be fine, and I think the community will be fine if we just stuck with creative class forever. Don't ever change it. And if you guys ever say that creative class is boring and needs a change, just look at World War II and see how that went, alright? And again, this is not to bash World War II. This is not one of those videos right now. I'll make a video about that next. But right now, this is a video talking about what I think Treyarch needs to do to make a great Call of Duty game this year. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please sure to smash that like button, subscribe as always, and let me know down below what you guys think about this topic. I'm really interested in seeing what you guys think Treyarch needs to do to make a great Call of Duty game, because I think they got it in the bag as long as they get the basics down. But with all the way, guys, it's been very good stays here. YouTube, I'll see you fucking later.